Hello, and welcome to the Interlude by Elijah Cauley and David Cribb. As usual, link in the description to download and play this game. It's name your own price, so you can play it for free. But as always, if you have the means, you should support the artists because they made a cool game that we're going to check out. And luckily, the game shows us the credits. I had a README open so I could go through the credits, but luckily the game did it for us. So we have an old Nokia phone. Everybody's aware of these old Nokia phones. Powerful bricks they were. Oh, I see. We're sending a text message. I wasn't entirely sure what we should do, so I clicked on the glowing button. But it seems like we're drafting a message. This is before touchscreens, before comprehensive key. Oh, whoops! I just kept clicking it because it was glowing, but it also glows while we were hovering over it. So I was just like, we need a lot of ease. Need to swap through it a bunch or something. But no, I'm here. Okay, so we've sent our message. So the Interlude is described as being an anti-thriller. We're going to sit here and wait around in our car, playing around on our phone while we wait for something to happen. Not exactly sure what, but I guess we'll find out. So the main crux of the game seems to be playing around on our phone. But we might as well just look around our car, see if there's anything interesting. We need some chips, maybe some Cheez-Its, who knows. We can turn our wheel. Doesn't seem to be a horn there to honk. We can flash our lights. Probably don't want to do that. It might concern some people driving by. Not in terribly good form to do that. There's a radio here. The itch.io page mentions that there's a few things on the radio. The button just seems to turn it on and off. If I was an asshole, I could flash right as the driver came by and scare the hell out of them. Because you only flash your lights at people whenever there's something you need to let them know. Hey, your gas cap's unscrewed, or oh, hey, your car's on fire a little bit. Let me just flash my lights at you. Is that what? Oh, it's like a bottle of alcohol or something. You probably don't want to keep that in your car. Haha, I did it. I was an asshole to you. That's, some people would do that, but I guess that's all we have to do in our car. We don't seem to have the option of checking that our doors are locked or anything, so we'll just hope that our doors are locked. And I guess we'll just get back to our phone and see what's up. Okay, our inbox. The timetable has changed. We have to meet tonight. Are you ready? This is on the itch.io page, so I guess this is the inciting event for making us come out here. Let's see what our other messages are. Meet in the usual spot. Flash your lights 3 times when you see me pull in. Okay, so we're going to need to keep an eye on when someone pulls in so we can interact with them. Let's continue looking through our inbox. Not there by 10:50. The meet has been compromised. Run. Well, it's almost 10:50, so hopefully they'll show up soon. But if we need to run, we're in a car, and cars are historically pretty good runners. Yeah. Okay. I'm here. We seem to be a person of very few words. We just want to get this meeting over with. Games. There is a fully playable version of Snake in this game, which is fun. I remember on my parents' phone, because I didn't bother to get a phone until a smartphone, just because I was like, I don't need a phone. So I didn't bother to get one until smartphones were a thing, because I was like, oh shoot, I need to deposit checks, and it's a pain in the ass to deposit checks. But I remember playing a whole lot of Snake on my parents' phones, bothering them to use their phone in lines and stuff. We can go to the internet. Oh, we can check our settings. The internet will probably be pretty interesting, but let's do settings first. Okay, so background, we probably have it set it to green. It's a nice beep. I'm probably going to keep it on green because I'm a fan of green. But I wanted to see the options we had. Did something pull in? Nope. I'm a pretty paranoid person, so I'm probably going to keep checking even if I don't think something's there. Because, they could pull in from the left and I might not see them. Oh, ringtones. Let's hear the ringtones. Yeah, that's classic. You can't go wrong with classic. We're going to stick with classic. I ended up not changing any of the settings, but, it was worth it. What time is it? It's 10:50. Should we leave? Is that an option we have? We were told if they weren't here by 10:50. The meet has been compromised, so perhaps we should go. We don't seem to have the option to go. I can't seem to select this, make us go. I can't highlight the gas pedals. So even though we were told to leave by 10:50, we don't know the nature of this meet. It could have been like, oh yeah, if I'm not there by 10:50, it's been compromised. Bye. Or maybe I should flash my lights at these people. Oh, the phone's doing a thing. How to spot corporate spies? Is it? Oh, this must be from the internet page. Did I receive a message as what that beep was? Because there was a weird beep. No, it's just our previous 3 messages. Okay, let's go back to our internet and learn how to spot corporate spies. Oh, the beeping was the internet connecting. Interesting. My parents didn't have internet on their phone in this way. On my way. Okay, well, We were told that the meeting would have been compromised. Perhaps, they're letting us know everything's fine. Oh, I'm on my way. Don't worry about it. Or the meeting is compromised, and this is, a corporate spy of some sort. Who's to say? I trust www.money.biz. You can always trust www.money.biz, but corporate spies. How do I? Oh, I'm a dumbass. so many years of using touchscreens, which I disliked touchscreens for a long time because I just wanted to use like a fully comprehensive keyboard. And now, I'm like, why doesn't it work? It's just stupid bad brain. More bad news for Lokia investors. Uh-oh. How could anything bad be happening to Lokia investors? Do I have to hit this to see more of the page? Oh, this goes to a different website. I want to learn how to spot the corporate spies, but I don't know how to interact. Oops, I disconnected from the internet again. I don't know how to interact with the page, how to click onto the article. I suppose I could hit some more buttons. Okay, well, we don't seem to be able to interact with the page, to my knowledge, any more than that. So I suppose we can look at some of our other things. www.games.com, Soviet skate sim banned in the USA. Oh no, I was so excited for Soviet skate sim. Surreal audio puzzle coming soon. That could be fun. I'm not too terribly good at audio puzzles though, so probably not my thing. Oh, Sci-Fi Socialist Witch game Bewitches. So I actually found this game through there's a game called A Bewitching Revolution that I was going to play for our October games, but it wasn't strictly a horror game, so I decided to look through the creators, which was I believe Dave. It was on David's itch.io page, the Colestia 3. I don't know how to pronounce that because I'm bad at pronouncing things. So I ended up finding this one. I'm like, oh, this looks more, specifically a horror game. So I decided to go with this one as opposed to a Bewitching Revolution, even though I was very, very interested in that one. It's described as being like you're a communist witch, like fighting capitalism and helping people like unionize and stuff like that. I was like, oh shoot, that sounds fun. Like apparently you turn cops into cats to stop them from doing fascism and stuff, which sounded neat. Take a gander at this stealthy boy. I can't even see the boy there. He's so stealthy. Local magician is the cutest, absolutely. Hot new game, the latest craze. But what happens when you score 35? Well, maybe we'll have to go and score 35. Maybe we'll take a break from our thing. I don't believe we've received a message. No one is pulled in. I'm a pretty paranoid person, so I'm probably going to keep putting the phone down, even though I don't really need to. Okay, so we need to score 35 in Snake, because something happens. Now, unfortunately, this isn't the ideal control scheme. But that's fine. That's just something we have to overcome. It's part of the game. Learn how to get really good at the game. Now, 35 might be a little difficult for me. I haven't played Snake in a long time, and I don't think I've ever played Snake with such an... I was going to say interesting control scheme, not to like, not like I'm trying to talk shit on the developers or anything. This is definitely intentional. Like, oh, I have to control this with my clicky. There's like something like... Oh man, there's something like flashing just off, like let me put the thing down. Oh, there's a car there. Let's flash our lights 3 times. Was that 3? Did I do it 3 times right? I'll just do it one more time just in case. Caller ID blocked. Oh man. So that's why it was called an anti-thriller, huh? It's called an anti-thriller because you were denied the thrill at the end. What happened? Who knows? We waited for the meeting. Our meeting was absolute. I'm just gonna go ahead and open the game in. We don't really get a lot of story. We don't learn why the meeting is taking place. We don't learn, who we are, who they are. We just know we have a meeting, and the meeting was compromised. I didn't actually check what time it was because I was like, oh, what's that flashing? But I suppose we can jump back in. Because I want to see if I can do 35 in Snake. I don't think I'll be able to. We still have a few more internet pages we can look at. And also, there's a lot of radio content in this game, apparently. Like, the game's described as being, 10 minutes long. Oops, I made the same damn mistake. There we go. Let's just send it. So it's described as having, over 10 minutes of phone content. Radio content, not phone. So it's like, oh, we could probably sit here and listen to it for a bit longer. The person didn't end up pulling in either. They stayed out on the road. So luckily, the lights flashed, because otherwise I was just sitting there playing the game and I probably wouldn't have paid attention. I also don't know what time it was when I finally answered. So let's check. Are there already high scores on this bad boy? no, this is a new Lokia phone. Perhaps it's a burner of some sort. Who's to say? We don't know the nature of the meeting. We're also denied all context into the actions of this game. It is absolutely an anti-thriller. It's building up suspense and anticipation, and you get none of it, which is pretty cool. It's definitely different. Nope, I didn't. I meant to go up, but I went down because it's like I said, a weird way to play the game, having to control it. Pushing the buttons with because I'm controlling the mouse. I don't know if I could use the keyboard to do this. If it was the keyboard to do this, it would be no issue. But we'll take a crack at it. It's not terribly fast moving Snake. I've also never been super duper good at Snake. But how hard could it be? 35 does seem like a big ask. I'm not sure if we'll be able to do it, but we'll take a crack at it. Then we'll take a look at a few more internet pages, and then we're not even worried about the meeting this time around. If the meeting starts and we miss it, that's fine. We don't really care. I'm not sure how long the car was sitting there. I started noticing the flashing, but that isn't to say that the flashing hadn't been happening for a while. I also never responded to the other person. I'm not sure if that was an option, because when they texted us on the way, I could have been like, oh, no, I'm gone. I'm gonzo, bye. Which, if you were going to be gonzo, bye, because the meeting was compromised, you probably wouldn't want to message them and say, I'm gonzo, bye. But it is interesting, because we don't seem to have the option to flee after 10:50. We seem to just accept that everything's fine, even though we were told to go. So we can only assume that something went wrong. I'm a pretty paranoid person, and it is a horror game. I said that with a question mark, just because, it's of its unique nature of, the game isn't doing anything specifically scary. It's entirely dread and anticipation in the mind of the player, and me, positing what could be wrong, etc., etc. I probably shouldn't go this way, but I'll just let the tale kind of build off in that way. So it's just an interesting game. I'm just gonna. Oh, damn it! I hit the wrong button. I'm just gonna go ahead and assume that something went wrong and some bad things were happening. Who's to say what happened? Because actually, let me put my phone down. We have the camera can get a little weird. We have our briefcase. We can just kind of mess with this. We can't open it. We have a thing in the back, another briefcase in the back. We can't do anything with. So. Who's to say? Who knows exactly what to do? Now, we know all about finding corporate spies. How many websites are there? We were on animals.com. We looked at all of animals.com. Culture.com. Art. It's pretty good. Skeletons in your closet? Yeah, us too. Yeah, everyone's got skeletons in their closet. Thieves steal the twins from Northview Gallery. Oh, maybe this has something to do with the plot of the game, because this is the icon for the game. Perhaps we're the thieves who stole. Oh, that was all the website. Okay. So maybe we stole this painting. Maybe that's what's in there. Who's to say how big the painting is? It's hard to say. I mean, this is all just positing from the small bits that we get. I'm not sure if we can send a message. Like if I go to Outbox, can I be like draft new? I don't exactly know. If I just hit some buttons on the phone, could I be like, hey, I want to send a thing? Doesn't seem to be an option. Okay, so let's just go back to our game. Let's see if I can actually be good at Snake, because we got to 21. We were getting decently close, but we were still... Oh, oops. Hey, yeah, thanks. You probably killed me in Snake. I doubt the game pauses. Yeah, it took me out of the game. It's just... it's antiquated technology, Someone calls, it knocks you off the broadband. Broadband? I don't remember the words anymore. Someone calls, internet's gone because, your mom had to pick up the thing. It's actually never something I had to deal with too much, because I didn't really start using the internet until, after that was a thing. I remember my dad complaining a lot about it, because, it was like we had internet and he would do things. I wasn't never really sure what he did. Probably buy eBay. I don't remember when eBay started to exist. I think it was a late 90s thing. I remember my dad complaining a lot about it. Like, oh no, you picked up the phone and now my thing is gone. And, I didn't really get it back then, because I didn't start using the internet until early 2000s, because at some point Cartoon Network it's Cartoon Network advertised their website, and then you could get cool pictures of Ed, Edd, and Eddy, and I was like, hell yeah, I want cool pictures of Ed, Edd, and Eddy. And then they had Animal Crossing promotion thing, and I was like, oh, I know Animal Crossing. I'm gonna stay on this website for a couple of weeks before moving on, and then I guess eventually finding Neopets, and now I'm here basically entirely because of Neopets. So Neopets, caused so much of my life, and it's kind of sad how much of my life I could track back to Neopets. But that's not important, because we have a more important goal. Our important goal is, of course, to get 35 in Snake, because something will happen if we get 35 in Snake. You know, maybe the skeletons in our closet will pop out, and they'll be like, here's the plot of the game, idiot. You know, that will definitely happen. It definitely won't be like a little, like, congratulations for figuring out how to play Snake in a very inconvenient fashion. You know, it's intentionally inconvenient, which is, it's cool. It's cool and good, actually, when things are intentionally inconvenient. You know, that's art, baby. You know, we saw art.com, and art.com let us know art can be anything. It can even just be two people holding up a sign that says art. Sometimes art is as simple as that. Now, our meeting participant, our friend, our colleague of some sort, will appear pretty soon, I'm guessing, if they're not already here. But we have a noble and sacred journey to finish. We're getting pretty close to our goal of 35 in Snake. But unfortunately, this tail has gotten very, very long. I'm going to have to start doing, you know, wrapping around a little bit, just to make sure that the tail isn't, like, specifically in our way. I say as I'm just going to, like, start cutting straight for the things, because I'm like, no, I also don't want to play it too risky and have to miss out on something. But yeah, like right now, that block we want, that dot, whatever your tech, nope, wrong freaking button. So close. Yeah, it'd be like that. Well, I want to get 35 in Snake, so I'm going to keep playing. I imagine our person's going to show up soon. Oh, this is probably them. Look, they're creeping up. Here, what I'm going to do is, since they're going to stop right now, I'm just going to go ahead and flash lights at them, which will probably make the game end. Wrong one. 2, 3. Oh, I flashed it 3 times. We'll answer, which makes the game end. Yeah, nothing happens if you respond to them immediately. All right, so I'm jumping in once again because I want to get 35 in Snake. So what I'm gonna do this time is I'm gonna go get 35 in Snake. We'll see what happens, and then I'm gonna sit here and just not respond to the other car and see if anything happens. If anybody gets out, if anything scary happens. I was gonna say, you know, maybe they'll call us, but they do. They already call us. It's, you know, the entire thing. We're called, and then we're denied the context. I went on for a while how I thought that was cool and stuff, but my brain has become, like, completely devoted to Snake, as it should be. Gotta send this message. I'm here. Boom. Okay, I'm gonna get 35 in Snake now. We did it. We got 35 in Snake. Time to die, I guess, because we don't need to get any more score. It said 35. Yeah, winner. Head to snake.com. Also, our time of meeting has passed. The car's just been sitting there. Nothing's happened just yet. And I hope nothing continues to happen, because we need to go to snake.com to see what happens. So we're going to connect to the internet. I'm not going to look at the car back there. I know it's over there. Not important. The important thing was I got 35 in Snake, and it was welcome champion. Oh boy. This is a desert of wonder. Okay, so this is just a special winners website that we're allowed to come to because we're so good at Snake. And by that, I mean that took me a couple tries. Kept messing up in the late 20s, just like, oh, dang, you know, I tried to do too sharp a turn, or perhaps I would do too sharp a turn, or in the case of this one, get a message because 1050 had passed and we were getting that message that they were on their way. So actually, we don't actually have a clock in this car. I mean, I suppose we could assume that maybe this right here might be the clock, or maybe it has a readout over here. We don't know what year this is. I mean, we can only assume that this is a state-of-the-art phone. I'm not sure if they still make Nokias anymore. You know, don't know if they still make these. We don't get a date. We can only assume that this is all cutting edge. Because I imagine that the internet probably wouldn't load properly anymore on one of these. I don't assume that they optimize for mobile of this sort anymore. I've never had to do it, so I can only assume that nobody does. You know, we need a few chips. They're sitting there waiting for us, but we're also waiting for them because we've messaged them before and nothing good happened. What happens if I like we don't seem to have the ability to call anybody, I don't think. I never did check my message of them saying, "Oh, we're here," and they've been sitting there for at least 3 minutes. I think they got here at 10:54. Maybe it was 10:53. I'm not entirely sure, but they've been sitting there for a couple minutes. Nothing exactly has happened. The radio. Is the radio stopped? Maybe the radio hit the end of its looping. Nothing different about our car. Nothing's happening outside. Nothing scary in the mirrors. Perhaps nothing will happen. I am, however, very dedicated to figuring this out. I assume it's called an anti-thriller, so one can only assume that nothing is going to happen. The entire idea is, nothing happens. Like, we get 35 in Snake. What was going to happen when we got 35 in Snake? Of course, it was just going to be some kind of congratulations screen. It wasn't going to be like, oh, because you did that, now you get the secret ending. This isn't the kind of game we're playing. It's the anti-thriller. So this game seems pretty cool. It's a different kind of horror than we've been saying. It's entirely based on different horror than what we've been playing over the course of this month thus far. It's entirely based on you, the player, in your imagination, like, who's in that car? What's happened? This meeting's been compromised. We don't get any context. So it's entirely like, it's a perfect game for someone as paranoid as me to just like spin the yarn, like, oh geez, what went wrong? What happened? Who are we? What, should we run? I mean, we don't have the option to run, try as I might. I can't drive the car away. We cannot get away. They're not calling us. We're not calling them. We're just supposed to flash our lights and hope for the best. And not even the radio. Our good old friend the radio has seemingly ran out of content, which would be, for me, the radio running out of content probably means that the game is over. I'm pretty sure it's past 10:59. I suppose I'll just keep the clock on screen, see if it keeps on a ticking. But I think the time might have stopped there. Either that or just my perception of time not the best, which is also true. So this is okay. 10:60. Oh no, that's not a time. That's not a time at all. I mean, the assumption's probably that you're not supposed to sit here and wait for this long. But God damn it, I was of course going to sit here and figure out if something happened, or this is intentional and this is something scary. We've entered 10:60. It's I was going to say the midnight hour, but it's literally not midnight. But it's like a witching hour, some kind of secret time forgotten by everyone else. And it's definitely just not, the developers assumed that no dumbass would just sit here and wait for time to pass. So I think this game's pretty interesting. I kind of like the level of, I was going to say role play, but kind of not exactly role play, because I'm not sat here like, oh, I'm John Paintensteel and I stole the painting. But, it gives you breadcrumbs, and it like absolutely breadcrumbs. It's not even like, oh, if you put this together, you can figure out the lore of the game. Like, it's like entirely like, what does things mean? Like, people drive by, we see an ambulance drive by. Is that related to us, or is that just, we're in a city, ambulances drive by? We don't get the hooks to figure it out. Like, even the painting thing, like, the only reason I'm making the assumption that the painting is related is because it's part of the game's icon. So it's entirely speculative. I enjoyed it. I think it was pretty cool. I also just enjoyed playing a game of Old Snake. Reminded me a lot of just standing in line with my parents. Excuse me, kind of losing my voice there. So it was neat. I really enjoyed this game. This is The Interlude by David Cribb, which is they're at Celestia 3. I mean, it's in the description, but I'm saying it anyways. And Elijah Cauley at Small Signs.